Alright, today we're going to install the Lexmark 364dn on our network, install the print drivers, and we'll take a look at the software. It's a 35 page per minute black and white MFP, retails for $5.49. It's scanned, copy, fax, there's wired networking, there's a DW wireless model, has automatic two-sided printing and direct USB. So it's 2:04 p.m. Let's start with the installation. This is install the printer and software, register the product, view the user guide, view additional documentation, contact Lexmark or change language. So we're going to go install the printer and the software. We must accept the terms. Yes, we accept the terms. So let's see, there's a suggested installation and a custom installation. Let's see what the custom installation looks like. Alright, run an install script created, and these are tools that you can use as an admin to perform automatic installation. We're not gonna mess around with that right now, but that's nice to have if you're an IT guy that has to install more than one of these devices, and they don't have to sit in front of each individual computer to sit down and install it. So that's real nice to have. Click next to continue. I don't see selected components yet. I hear the drive whirring away down there. Okay, here we go. Selected component printers. No printers. Over here we want to select the model. It's the 364dn. There's an HBP emulation. I don't know what that is. There's PostScript and there's PCL. So we want to do PCL first, and we're going to have to do the PostScript installation. It looks like in another procedure. So let's select the printer, add printer. Maybe we do. No, we can do it all in one shot if I add printer. I still don't know what HBP means, but that's for the DW. No, there's one for the 364dn. So we need to do everything for the evaluation. So even though I don't want to, I mean, it's telling us right here the installs a driver profiler. It's used to create driver profiles that can be. Oh, okay. This allows you to create frequently used driver settings, and like duplex and 2 up, or duplex and 4 up, or duplex on letterhead, that kind of stuff, and quickly recall them. So this lets you manage those. That's a nice feature to have. Enhanced communication settings. This gives you a bidirectional TCP IP monitor. You're going to want that for the purposes of the test. It'll show up down here and give you information on how the device is performing, what attention it needs, etc. This is not a wireless device, so we don't need the setup utility. OCR, we want to look at that. It's called optical character recognition, and allows us to convert digital images or scanned images to editable text. We want the scan center, which will give us quick access to the scanning features. Presto Page Manager is a desktop file management system that you can use to organize your scans, combine files, print them, etc. There's a variety of tools here, a whole bunch of stuff. Scan back allows you to scan from your MFP to the PC. We got to look at that. The status monitor center. Yes, we want to look at that. The status messenger. All of this stuff. IP setup utility. We're really not going to need that. I'm not going to install. And screen fonts will do that. The IP setup utility is to let you easily set up your IP networking functions using a utility. We can do that from the web page, or we can do that other ways. Scan drivers, definitely. There's a network Twain and a USB. I'm not sure what USB scan driver is. Okay, that USB scan driver is for scanning to the locally connected devices. We're going to be doing it on a network, so we don't need to have that. That's only if you're going to hook this up direct USB to your computer. And if you're spending this much money on an MFP, black and white MFP, you've got a network. So I can't I can't imagine how you'd want to scan USB. We don't have IP. Well, we can add. Let's add and try adding an MFP here. No, we don't have a IP address yet. I could look it up on the control panel and scan driver presets. That's if you already had some presets like grayscale scanning and JPEG as a default. If you already had it present on your device, you could import it right here. User guide, yes, we want to install the user guide to the device. It's also nice to have. Let's continue. It's now 2:10 p.m. Finish. It was far from finish, but installation in process. Okay, we're moving right along. I spared you. That's 2:21. I spared you 10 minutes of watching this green bar go across the screen, but one thing to keep in mind is that there was no clicks required on my part during that process. The last device I installed, just about every component required me to do some click, and this is just moving right along. Alright, we're just about finished with this. The green bar is finished to the end. Let's see what happens next. It's really complete, and it was amazing. I didn't have to click anything. It can't be complete. I don't believe you. Let's see. Done. You gotta be kidding me. 224. It's gotta at least ask me to register. You got something running down here. The status messenger is running, which means that it found it and installed. Let's see what it looks like. It doesn't look like much because it's only going to do something if there's a problem, like if I yank a cover open. And let's see what happens. I just yanked the front cover open. Didn't do anything yet, but refresh. It still may not be connected all the way, but let's see what happened over here. All programs. Lexmark. We have the driver profiler on some waste information, software on install, status messenger, which is this, I believe. Yes. Status monitor center. Let's click that. No printer. Okay, so there's no printers. This can be fixed by installing the driver. Make sure the printer is associated with a network port and the printer tab. So that means we don't have IP addresses yet in the for the printer. So that's why this isn't working correctly at this point. They should have picked it up. Should have picked it up in the installation, but let's see. Let's move on here. That's probably why you would need the IP utility at this point, and I didn't install that. Scan back utility. Create a scam profile, scan your document, and send it back to your computer. Right now, it's kind of useless to do anything with it because let's see, I named it I named it 364dn. Let's see if it finds it. No, okay, I have to go over and find the IP address, but Anyway, if we had it installed here, it would show up, and we could do this scan back thing. It's pretty convenient. You enter your job, and then you go over and to the device and retrieve it from a list. It doesn't tie up the device when normally you would go over there with you would go over, say I want to scan from my PC, run over to the device, put your originals in it, run back to your desk and press scan. Sometimes you even have to run over there to the device and activate scan from PC. So this is a really convenient utility to have. We've used it before on other Lexmark products. So I'm going to look on the control panel here for the IP address. If I had the IP utility, I could find it easy. There is no IP address. Let me make sure that the network cable's plugged in. Ah, jeez. You know, if I had half a brain, this would be plugged in, and I wouldn't be doing this. No, I'm groveling around behind the thing. The microphone cable's getting tangled up with everything. Man, what a loser. Okay. Now it's hooked up. No wonder it couldn't find anything. So basically, I screwed up the whole installation for you for the recording purposes. So I'm going to turn it off and turn it on, and we'll go back and look at what's installed. By the time it gets reset, we'll have an IP address. So let's go look at the stuff again here. Lexmark, Scan Center, user manual, and then the Scan Center. None of this is going to work until we get an IP address, of course. It would have made life a lot easier if I followed the instructions and inserted the network cable in the back. All of this stuff would have been hooked up automatically. Ding dong, you didn't set the thing up right, so that's not going to work right. I should have an IP address by now. Let's go back over here and look at menus, network menus, network setup, TCP/IP. IP address is 113. Okay, so we can, oops, something popped up here. Okay, so the Network Scan Center, this is save to file, open in program, email, convert to OCR, and this is to send to your Presto Page Manager, which is a desktop, your desktop file management program. This name, you can choose your scan settings here on save to file. Let's exit that. Just exit everything. Let's go back. Lexmark status monitor center, and it's saying it can't find it. So update. It should find it this time. No. Let's go and then make life difficult for myself with this. Status messengers down here. Refresh, there's nothing for me to do there. So you get to see firsthand how being a knucklehead makes life more difficult for you. Applications, this is Presto Page Manager. This is your desktop management software. When you get scans, you can specify that they come here when you do scans, and you can also combine documents, insert pages, delete pages, print them all at once, do basic straightening, removing artifacts from scans, editing, basic editing of scans, stuff like that. I don't know why it's taken so long to start up, but we need to get the issue resolved with the scanners. and the IP address as soon as it lets us. Okay, Presto Page Manager shows your desktop. You see all the, I don't know what this, all these screen anomalies are here. It's still loading up. See the hourglass here. It's probably looking for the scanner. And since we have, there we go, everything's straightened out there. It's a little bit cranky at this point because it's probably looking for the scanner still. I didn't install it properly, so I'm kind of wasting everybody's time here. So let's find a way to get that scanner hooked up, get everything hooked up right. Devices and printers. Oops, something else. All those Presto scan buttons, you get them as well. It's like an alternative to the Lexmark Scan Center. It's going to be a little floating toolbox. I know this Presto Page Manager stuff is telling me how to operate Presto Page Manager. Drag files to organize them on and off the desktop network. Drag them in, drag them to an application. Okay, there's your Presto Scan buttons up here. As you can see, they're pretty similar to that Lexmark Scan Center. So you have your alternative method for scanning OCR, PDF to an MS Paint, to WordPad, or to Page Manager, and you can make this scan to Microsoft Word or Adobe Photoshop inside the application. You can configure this. And one of these days this will open up. Okay. There's one of the Lexmark. The PCXL. I don't see the PostScript one, so we're gonna have to go back, and I guess I didn't add that one during the installation. But since there's no connection, everything I do is just taking its time, timing out, making me nuts. Really screwed up by not putting the damn cable in there. Now it says there's a PS3. I don't see it. Go to ports. Man, I really botched this whole thing up totally. I really don't even know what to do at this point. It's not letting me add a port. This is my last resort here. Settings. Customize your printer. That's the same thing that we just looked at, and it's not going to let me add a port. Just an easy way to get into printer preferences, printer properties, I should say. And it's not going to let me add a port. Oh, there's one there, so let's see. Oh, it's hooked up to LPT1. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if it's going to add a standard TCP/IP port or not, or a custom port like these other machines have. I can create one. Lexmark. Here we go. Let's do this. This is going to bail me out. An enhanced TCPI port. New port. Port name. Lexmark X364dn 192.168.0.113. Okay. Close. We're hooked up to a Lexmark advanced port. Everything should be a little smoother now. Let's try a test page. I said should be. I don't hear it. I don't see anything going on over here. I have a Ethernet report here that shows the right address that I entered, 113. Oh, it's still hooked up to LPT1. An idiot. Jeez. Apply. Okay. Now we should be alright. I don't even need to do a test page. So let's see if we get anywhere with any of this other stuff now that we got it hooked up, physically hooked up.